Thank you for your time.
If someone would bring in the numbers to Julie, thank you, Andrew. And you're free to stay here and listen to the other.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe.
Stand or sit or?
Take a seat right there and we'll start your timer when you are ready.
What have I got?
15 minutes to do a monologue and 15 minutes for question and answer.
All right, and if I don't take up the 15 minutes, will that be okay?
That'll be fine. We have, of course, heard you previously. Representative Terry is going to start his clock. All right.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the delegation. Once again, I thank you for the opportunity to speak as I seek your support in appointment to a seat on the Gunstock Area Commission. Not going to belabor my resume too much, other than, once again, I'll let everybody know I've owned my home in Guilford since 1988, and my family is in its third generation of enjoying the mountain, both skiing and the off-season amenities as well. So, I've successfully owned and operated a multi-million-dollar manufacturing company for over 30 years, having grown it from a one-man garage operation to what it is today. I hope that satisfies the senator's concerns about having a business person, because I am a business person. I manage an administrative staff that includes finance, sales, and marketing. Additionally, I oversee a production team that is involved with manufacturing new products, the refurbishment of heavy equipment, and along with the actual maintenance of my facility. I believe that a familiarity in such areas will have much crossover benefit as an overseer of an enterprise like the Gunstock Mountain Resort. I also, as you can see in my resume, I did own and operate a local food service restaurant, which has given me a feel for the importance and impact of tourists coming into our area as a result of Gunstock Mountain. This provides me the ability to understand and represent the many tax-paying area businesses that rely on Gunstock as one of the major draws of their customer base. My resume might not include ski area operation or instruction, but it does include a substantial list of service on various governing boards and committees, as well as owning and operating several private sector businesses. I have worked with people of various backgrounds and ideologies. I have studied and helped create municipal and private budgets. I've studied and helped create plans for public and private buildings in excess of $1 million in value. I currently serve on the Guilford DPW Facilities Study Committee. I further bring something that I feel is much needed to the Gunstock Area Commission: experience and knowledge in the right to know RSA 91A laws in both compliance and discovery, having successfully filed and won a landmark right to know lawsuit at the New Hampshire Supreme Court. And I will add that that was done, as I think Skip said earlier, pro se, which means without the use of a lawyer. Rather, I did it along with my good friend Tom Tardif as an informed citizen. I do not seek to micromanage the mountain's operations, and I don't necessarily view that as the role of a commissioner. Our job is to oversee and support the management in making the area successful and to continue to be a positive asset for all Belknap County citizens. Let me further add that, as I have stated before, I first expressed, and by before I mean the last time I was here, I first expressed an interest in serving on the Gunstock Area Commission in 2013, long before most of you were here on the delegation. So I am not a new arrival to this particular public arena. When the opening came up after the last resignation in January, I once again decided to put my name in for consideration. I was not asked by anybody, nor did I consult with anyone. And the same goes for this time around. I'm an independent person. I'm nobody's puppet. I recognize that there are several factions amongst this delegation, and I'm not beholden to any single faction. I am beholden to all of you, all 18 of you, as well as the citizens of Belknap County. I believe that what is happening at the Gunstock Area Commission is a loss of the public's trust, as well as the trust of the delegation. Most of it is self-inflicted due to a lack of understanding and compliance with the laws governing public entities, as well as understanding sometimes that they are a public entity. The other problem I see is we saw it again here tonight earlier, the continued use of lawyers for many matters and interactions. And this is something that strikes me as a sign of serious problems within an organization. Reading the minutes and studying what's been going on with that commission, it's lawyers, lawyers, lawyers. And my goal, should you decide to pick me for a seat on this commission, is going to be to work constructively with the other members of the Gunstock Area Commission, the Gunstock management, and this delegation to bring these conflicts and problems to an end so that we can rebuild the public's trust, so that we can all move forward in the future and maintain a vibrant and financially successful county area that works for all citizens of Belknap. Should I get your support tonight, I promise that I will conduct my service in such a way that each and every one of you, whether you vote for me or not, will remain pleased with the trust that has been placed on me in service on this committee. And with that, I sincerely and very humbly ask that you cast your vote for me tonight. And I appreciate the opportunity to address the delegation. And that's...
Thank you, Mr. Lambert. We'll give you 15 minutes to answer questions from the hot seat. Representative Comtois.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for applying again, and I look forward to that. What do you see as your top 3 priorities for Gunstock?
So my number one priority is to get that commission and the management into compliance with the right to know law. I think that the sunshine that would be brought by just simply complying with the law will go a long way towards rebuilding the trust with the public. The second priority, as I see it, is to take another look at that master plan, okay? Because as I see it, right now, Gunstock is extremely profitable. We all agree with that. I've been at the meetings and I applaud the numbers. But the jury is still out as to whether it's COVID in an anomaly or if it is in fact something else, something that's been done that's changed in the management. I suspect it's probably a combination of both. Because again, I've stood up at the commission meetings and I've applauded the management. I think that their method of dealing with the season passes and providing that product in the way that they do is certainly created a demand for a product. And I mean, when you have a product, you wanna create demand that continues so that you can maintain profitability. They need to look inward and see why this is profitable, okay? And then come up with a plan to maintain that profitability. Whether it's the master plan as presented, or some other type of plan that simply seeks to maintain the current infrastructure, but maintain it, upgrade it, and do the things to keep it viable, to keep the level of sales and profit as they are moving forward. And I think the third priority of the commission is to keep that mountain so that all the citizens of Belknap County can have some ownership in it. Not everybody skis over there, okay? So there's other seasonal uses, and then there's some people that don't go there and do anything, and that's where the financial, the support given back to the county needs to be maintained and perhaps expanded.
Further questions? Representative Johnson.
Thank you again for putting in your application, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You kind of alluded to part of my question that I'm going to ask you, kind of gave me an idea of your vision. What are some of your ideas, if you could expand on some of your ideas for the off-season, not the winter months, but the off-season that might be, you think that you could be working on to expand some of the profitability of the mountain, more of a year-round atmosphere?
So, let me first say that, as I said in my presentation, okay, I'm not looking to micromanage the management, okay? And I believe that we've invested good money in good people, so ultimately it is up to them. Now, as just a guy that goes there and everything, I think they have a great camping business. I think that the historic lodge with the air conditioning, because I have attended events there in the summer, and it's awful in that building. I think that the decision that was made to air condition the building will help provide them to use the venue for weddings and other functions, which will also further make use of the food and beverage service. The camping, maybe that could be expanded. I haven't really looked at that, and again, I'm not seeking to micromanage it. I will say I was distressed at the last meeting when they were discussing some of the summer activities, and they mentioned that the zip line is open 4 days a week instead of 7, and it was stated that now we're only losing money 4 days a week instead of 7. Maybe as a loss leader for a summer attraction that's baked into the cake, it could very well be the case. So, I also heard talk of using it for certain concerts and things. Not so much in the recent past, but a few years in the moderate recent past, there used to be a lot of different events. I used to go to like a winter sports show up there, snowmobile stuff, and used to be able to go there on the weekends for different things. So I see that as a potential for off-season.
Representative Terry.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Lambert, for your application and for your presentation again, once again, this evening. I believe you have indicated in your opening remarks that you have some significant degree of familiarity with Gunstock as a member of the public.
Yes.
Someone who has utilized the resort personally, and also been involved in attending meetings of the Gunstock Area Commission. Would you be able to tell me how many meetings you have attended over the course of time? And once you have done so, given the remarks that you've already made, let me sharpen my question in the following way. There was a very successful businessman who a number of years ago purchased a Major League Baseball team in the American League in New York. And he made the team very successful. But Mr. Steinbrenner was a very controversial figure And during his tenure as owner, chaos reigned. Managers being hired and fired and so forth, and dictating to the managers from time to time who should play and who should not play. What do you believe are the proper, what is the proper role of a commissioner with respect to oversight and with respect to the day-to-day management by the staff? Where would you draw the line?
So, I've been attending meetings, I think I went to the one in February, a couple in March. I've been to like 4, I believe, in the most recent past, and then I had attended some back around the 2013 era, I believe, when I submitted my name the last time for, to go into the commission. So in between, I kind of dropped out of politics, more or less for a few years. I had things going on in my business that I had to focus on, so, but I've always been an observer of the passing scene, locally in town and here on the delegation. Mostly that as opposed to more up the food chain. As far as a, commissioner, as I said, I don't need to run a ski mountain. I've never had a dream to be in charge of a ski area. I don't wanna manage the ski area. Okay, that's what we, as I said, we have, very well qualified, well-paid people to manage the ski area. The job of a commission person is to manage the managers, to provide overall general guidance, and of course to be involved with things like master plans, and to make sure that tasks are properly delegated and properly performed. In this particular instance, if I become the commissioner, at the very first meeting that I am at, I'm going to push to get the commission to instruct management to comply with right to know law requests. There are very few exceptions, and when you look at an operation like Gunstock, other than personnel matters, there should be very little information withheld from the public. And I think that that's part of the problem that we're seeing right now, is that the public, and again, people ask and then they're denied, and maybe there's something there, maybe there's not, but you know how people are. When there's a denial, some people's wheels begin to turn and say, I wonder what they're hiding. And I don't want that. I don't think that's healthy for this mountain, for the county, for you guys to have to deal with, or for the convention. So my role will be in oversight as a board director, giving guidance, and of course, if there becomes issues with management, then we, the commissioners, will have to step in and deal with it. Am I gonna tell them how to groom the mountain? No, they do a great job. They're doing a better job than they were in 2013. It was one of the reasons that I applied back then, was I was unhappy as a customer. But they're doing a good job. The people on the ground are doing a good job, and I believe that the management, as they're overseeing the people on the ground, are doing a very good job as well.
Well, thank you for your answer to my question, and for reaching out to me. You know you did so the last time, you reached out to me this time, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Further questions? Representative Harvey Foley.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lambert. I'm asking all of the applicants how they feel about bringing back, or developing more discounts for Belknap County residents or ski tickets.
So that's been an issue. I believe Representative Huff has discussed that. So I'm a Belknap County resident that's bought passes off and on through the years. I did see what they did this year with the county days. Like, the county days are pretty good, the weekend deals that they do. I think that the best way, from what I hear from people, residents, it's not so much the season pass people. Season pass people, for the most part, like, honestly, the deals they have right now through the end of the month are smoking deals. And You know, I can't stress enough for people that are interested in the pass to go out and get one while the sale is going on. But I think that what needs to be looked at is the day pass for residents, not the season passes. I think they're a pretty good deal, and if you're buying a pass, you're gonna get your money's worth. But the complaint that I hear from people is that if I wanna pick a day and go to the mountain with my family or my kids for a day of skiing, I have no discounts. And I think it should be looked at. I know at the meetings that I've heard some discussion about it, and based on the numbers of people that have partaken, it's not that high of a number, and I don't know, they could do like they did with the Flex Pass. Run it for a season, see how it works, so they could come up with some sort of a discount and run it for a year and see how it works. I don't think it's gonna put a dent in the big scheme of things financially on that mountain. So I'm all in favor of studying that, and I think that the day pass, whether it's a weekend or daytime, should be looked at for residents. It's first come, first serve on those weekend passes, because I know they do sell out, and I don't know that, you know, that should change. It should still be first come, first serve, but a Belknap County resident should have an opportunity to buy themselves a discounted pass at any day of the week.
I think we're down to our last minute, so I'll ask your last question. There's been discussion amongst the Gunstock Area Commission about limiting the discretion of management in as far as spending. As you probably know, the county has a $5,000 limit before they have to seek approval of the commission. There was a discussion, I don't think it was ever settled. What kind of number would you think for a discretionary, without a meeting of the board, number would be applicable to management?
A number. So the concept, I think, is very sound, and I think that the commission should have a hand in the spending. $10,000, because meetings do cost money, so you certainly, I guess I would want some input from management and study it a little bit, but the concept of limiting the amount of money that they could spend is certainly something that I think, not that I think, I know that I would favor. To put a number on it, a specific number, I don't know. I think if $5,000 worked for this whole county, then $5,000 would probably work for the ski area as well.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Lambert. You'll grab the last candidate, Ms. Shackett.
Croc TV.